Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back to another episode of Disillusioned Plays Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Last time, we performed an impromptu exorcism and banished Dahlia back to the underworld, hell, wherever she belongs.
To the void.
Only to
the shadow
the void. We discovered that Pete's theory was right.
Yeah.
That Dahlia was possessing Maya. So
yes.
again, kudos to Pete for figuring that one out.
And we also discovered that my other theory is wrong. That we would be finished last episode, because as you can see, we're still going.
Woo!
We're gonna try our best to get this done. Not that we want it to be over with, but this case has managed to extend itself. The other thing is, so Godot has now insisted that Maya come up to testify because we still need to figure out, how Elise Donim got stabbed. And Phoenix has been told that he cannot receive any assistance from anyone because Godot is able to dictate the terms of engagement, I guess.
Yep.
Or has just guilted Phoenix into doing what he wants.
Shh.
But before we get into all of that, I am Taylor.
I'm Pete.
And I'm Sarah.
Nice. Let's jump in.
Defendant!
I was put out by there being no sound. I was like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh, it broke.
Yeah, in fact, sorry.
Iris is as surprised as we are.
The reason just to sort of give a little bit of background, there's a thing with this game that's a bit weird that I don't know if anybody else experiences, but every time we try and run this game when we're about to sit down to record, it doesn't work. It just doesn't load. And you'll run it again and it doesn't load. And then every time I'll say, right, guys, look at the thing. Look at the screen. Look, it doesn't load. And as soon as somebody else observes it, it works. So we've now sat down with this ritual of whenever we need to load the game to start recording, everyone else has to look at the screen as I launch it so that it works. It's like some sort of quantum computing thing. It's really weird. Different behavior when observed. Anyway, defendant, as you say.
Yes?
The judge is calling you. He wants to see you in his chambers.
Uh-oh. What?
No.
That's illegal, pal.
I didn't realize
That's
we were
illegal.
recording a Sacha Baron Cohen movie. It's like...
He has some questions about Dahlia Hawthorne.
Oh,
All right. Well, then, I'll see you later. There's something I want to tell you.
Oh, with that blushing face.
Oh! Okay. Something she wants to tell me.
Something she wants to tell me.
Oh.
So, it's true.
Just whispered in your ear.
Iris cooperated with the real killer. Maybe even from the very beginning.
Phoenix.
Ooh!
I love that sound.
That mouth sort of, I don't know, there's something weird about that sort of expression she's pulling with the half-lidded eyes and the weird lips. I don't know.
I think it's just because she's got Pearl's face. It just kind of doesn't look. It just looks like it's been superimposed on there, but not very well. They've not scaled it to the face very well.
It just looks a bit weird.
Yeah.
Mia! How was Maya doing?
Physically, I'm not worried. She'll recover completely. But emotionally, she's been hurt very badly by this case.
I see. Huh? You don't mean... She's learned who Elise Donim really was?
Yes. I went to the medical office and talked with her. I told her everything I knew.
But why?
Maya is stronger than you think. I knew she could take it.
Sarah, that's dirty. That's dirty, Sarah. That's dirty. You guys, honestly.
Composure.
Oh, it's gotten a little warmer in here all of a sudden.
I'm gonna need to open a window. I knew she could take it. All of it. It's I struggled to say it.
Oh my goodness.
I'm still like a middle schooler mentally. I'm sorry.
Me too.
Now Phoenix is like, what do you mean by that?
Well,
because what you said sounded a little bit weird.
Oh dear.
I'm gonna die. I'm dead. I'm expired.
I'm dead now.
Goodbye.
Oh my god. It's not even 5 minutes in. Well, it might be. I don't know. Oh dear. I want you to figure that answer out by yourself. The trial is about to restart. The real killer. Do you know who it is yet?
Iris wouldn't tell me who called her. But still, I think that just maybe I know who it was.
Could you tell us, please?
This is one of those things where it's like, aha, yes, it's so obvious. I know exactly what happened. As opposed to the times where Phoenix is absolutely freaking clueless.
Yeah.
Well, and then the judge will be like,
That
so,
night-
will you show us what the problem is? Like, who it is? And Nick will be like, yeah, gladly. And then asks us to do it. And we're like, oh.
And just stares at the camera.
Yep.
That night, the victim was killed in the garden of the Inner Temple. And the criminal wasn't just there by accident. Which means that the killer knew of Dahlia's plan from the very beginning. Like she read the note.
Yeah. And one more thing. Victim was moved to the Hazakura temple side by pendulum.
That's
Jesus.
so ridiculous.
In other words, the criminal couldn't cross the bridge. That means they were stuck on the inner temple side for almost an entire day.
Exactly. So the culprit was someone that wasn't in Hazakura Temple the following day.
That's as much help as I can give you.
So, guys, if we could cast our minds back several episodes, however far back in time that ends up being, who wasn't in Hazakura Temple the day after?
Godot.
But was Godot there on the day before?
Right, it's, I don't know.
I don't remember seeing him there the day before.
Well, day before.
I mean, Pearl wasn't there the day after.
What I'm saying, yeah, Sarah, we've got to think, who did we see on the day before, and who did we see on the day after? I didn't see Godot the day before. We saw. I don't think it was the day before, was it? It was the day after when we saw him, I think.
Was it even the day after? I don't know
It's
now.
been so far back. It's like, oh no. So when did Nick? So Nick
So
and
on the night there was
Franziska.
Larry, Elise of Misty, Pearl, Sister Bikini, obviously Maya,
Iris.
Phoenix, Iris. That was it.
I think that was everybody. Yeah.
And the day after was like Gumshoe, Edgeworth. When did Franziska was she after the trial?
Yeah.
That was after Nick was starting to feel better.
Yeah.
Well, in air quotes, because he had like a 500-degree fever. But, Gumshoe was busy repairing the bridge by himself, laying out one plank of wood at a time.
Yeah.
So really the only people... Pearl was still stuck before the bridge was fixed, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Because she said that she woke up on that side.
Yeah.
So it's really either Pearl, Maya, or Elise herself. Because she also was not... Well, I suppose she was seen at the Inner Temple that day, but still.
That being said, something Sarah said does lend some credibility about Godot. Godot wasn't at the trial.
Yeah.
And the reasoning, I can't remember what the reasoning was, other than it just being something, if we recall it being something kind of stupid.
Well,
And we did see him on the second day when we got across the bridge, because he appeared at the Inner Temple and chastised us.
Yeah.
And then obviously since then he's been at court with us.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not saying that, you have some credibility to your claim of Godot there, I suppose. Yeah, weird. Let's continue.
The rest of the battle is yours to win. Or lose.
Okay, I've got it. Thank you, Mia. Finally, it's almost time to bring this case to an end.
Again.
What exactly did Maya see anyway? And who was it that actually killed Misty Faye?
Find out in the next episode of Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations.
Oh,
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Whoever it was, I have to prove it. Me. All by myself. And this textbook that I have about how to be a lawyer. Lonely. I am so lonely.
Please, stop. Please.
I've got nobody for my own.
Now then, before we proceed any further, I'm going to announce the results of the test we had performed earlier.
Tests?
Yes, tests. On the bloody dagger that was found.
On
the
that
bloody
bloody
dagger
dagger.
that was found stuck in the pine tree.
The pine tree.
Country.
Oh, yeah! That! I totally forgot about it.
Just like the rest of us.
That's the weapon. That's the weapon that Maya Fey used when she fought with the victim.
So what are the results? Was it the victim's blood, or...?
Due to time constraints, a full test wasn't possible. However, there's one thing we can say with certainty. It's definitely blood. The blood that was on this dagger was not the victim's blood.
Oh.
Ooh, that's strange.
That is all. Now then, let's restart this trial.
So it wasn't Misty Faye's blood on the dagger. Then whose was it?
I'm sure both the defense and the prosecution know this, but this trial is rapidly coming to a close.
Is it? It's not been very rapid so far.
It does seem like it's just been particularly extended. Considering it's a 2-day trial, it feels really long.
Yeah.
Both sides will need to show some firm evidence with their claims.
I understand, Your Honor.
From what I've heard, the witness is dangerously weak, physically speaking. So let's finish this quickly.
My voice isn't coming out. What's going on?
Agreed.
Very well. Please bring in the last witness.
Oh, I really need a hamburger.
Oh, sad Maya.
Witness. Witness, please tell us your name and profession.
Maya Fey. My profession is...
Hamburger eater. Assistant
I am the
manager.
assistant manager at Wright & Co. Law Offices.
Assistant manager. Nick's just like, excuse me? Who'd put you in charge?
Maya.
According to the magazine I have here, you're a spirit medium of the Korine channeling technique.
I'm frightened. Fake clan. I don't want any more to do with it.
Oh, Maya. The pain the Fae bloodline causes must be unbearable.
Well, I don't know about the Fae blood. Well, I was going to say the.
It's a bit cursed, though.
I suppose, yeah. Morgan is part
Cursed.
of the Fae. Yeah, oh, I'm going to say it's just Morgan, really.
Very well. Now then, Miss Faye. When the event occurred, you were in the garden of the Inner Temple. And you witnessed the moment of Miss Elise... you witnessed the moment of Miss Elise Donim's murder. Is this correct?
I didn't see it.
Straighten up this instant, young lady.
Huh?
Pick your head up and speak clearly. There's always time for crying later.
But I...
Your mother was killed right in front of your eyes.
Oh, okay, just come out with it.
There's nothing you can do to change that fact. But there's something you can do. You can finish this. You've been watching the whole thing, right? You've seen the witnesses come out, and you've seen us squeeze the truth out of them.
Actually, no, I was possessing an evil spirit, so, nope.
Harboring, but yeah.
Now it's your turn. Let's hear your testimony. On the night of the crime, what exactly did you see happen? Witness, if you please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, poor
my.
hamburger helper.
Just instantly, like, just... Oh, goodness. Demeaning it.
I was passing through the garden on the way to the spare prep room when it happened. Suddenly, someone struck me over the head. I stumbled and ended up against the stone lantern. I think I screamed to help me. Then something warm splashed over me. That's when I lost consciousness.
So you were struck on the head. I suppose it must have been this staff.
Maya! The person who hit you. It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it?
I'm sorry, Nick. I couldn't see. I don't know who it was.
Maya, think hard.
Sorry, Nick, but I really couldn't.
Ha! Can't say it was an especially good night for young ladies to be walking around alone. It seems that it will be hard to determine the criminal through testimony alone. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your cross-examination.
Maya, hang in there. I'm really gonna tear into you in a minute here. She doesn't look well at all. Nothing personnel, kid. But I have to do this. Objection!
Someone struck me with a head. End up against the stone lantern. I think I screamed, help me. Then something warm splashed over me. Do we have any testimony to say that things happened differently? Stone lantern, dusky bridge photo, burnt letter. We don't have testimony. Okay. That's when I lost consciousness. So we start just pressing stuff, I guess.
Guess
Do we just
so,
press
yeah.
everything?
Yeah, probably. Who else was on the who else was on the Inner Temple side that night?
Well, Sister Bikini, of course. But I remember her saying that Iris would be coming later as well.
Flashback.
Iris will be coming later.
On the day after the incident, Edgeworth met Bikini at Hazakura Temple. That means she couldn't be the criminal. So then, did Iris actually come later like she said?
Well, let me think.
She seems confused. It's probably because she's so tired.
No, I'm sure I didn't see her. She must have come while I was preparing for the training.
Who did it? Who hit you?
Well, I didn't see who it was. I was hit from behind.
You didn't see the person? But after that, your attacker was in front of you. How could you not see who it was?
Oh, let me think for a sec. I'm sorry, I just can't remember.
On account of the head trauma.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Maya's really having a hard time. What should I do?
See, now I feel bad for the
Yeah.
idea of pressing it harder.
God damn it, I need the truth,
But
Maya,
do we
I'm
press
sorry!
Should we press it harder? I don't want...
I think we kind of have to.
I don't want to, but... I feel like we're gonna get chastised for this.
Come on, Maya. This isn't making sense. Why didn't you see this person?
Well... Let me think. It was, Oh, yeah, that's right! It was dark, that's it!
It was dark?
It's not good to have too much light around when someone is undergoing spiritual training.
Come to think of it, there was earlier testimony to that effect as well. So it was dark in the garden on that night of the crime.
Which is why she didn't see her attacker. I thought maybe she was trying to hide something, but I guess not.
Judging by the testimony thus far, the identity of the attacker was most likely...
The spirit that was channeled by Elise Donin.
Wait, was that the judge?
Dahlia Hawthorne.
Was that the judge saying that just then?
Yeah, it was.
It's weird that Nick's finished the judge's sentence.
Very well. Please continue with your testimony. What happened after you were struck on the head?
The thing that bugs me here, though, right, is that we know the lantern was lit in the garden at some point because of the snow being melted around it.
Well,
yeah.
Although it does say was not
It
lit.
was not lit on the night of the crime. That's weird, though, because the snow was clear around it. But maybe I'm just.
We have a picture of the garden.
No.
I don't think we do.
No, we don't. It's weird, isn't it? I know what you mean. Okay. Stumbled at a...
Now, also, hold up, because
Well, Elise had a back to
Dahlia said, Dahlia said she wound up against the lantern and that she wrote Maya with her left finger to try to implicate her.
Okay, well, let's see if that comes up in when us pressing this.
What happened afterwards?
My attacker was in front of me, blocking off my escape. I think.
You think?
After getting hit like that, I was in a state of panic.
Oh, come on! You hit me on the head with that shishito and I was fine!
There were only two things.
Oh, it's because she doesn't have the spiky hair, though.
block it, yeah.
There were only two things rolling around in my mind at the time.
Oh, well now. This is beginning to get interesting.
So, what were the two things rolling around in your mind?
How much I really, really wanted a hamburger.
Yeah. My name is Maya Faye.
God's sake, no!
1 + 1 = 2. Oh dear. Oh, Maya.
Just... Yeah, because, I mean, that's something that I regularly think about.
Yeah.
Like, when I get hit on the head, the first thing that comes to mind is, who am I, and what's 1 + 1? Am I just being naive here?
No,
like,
it's
this
not.
isn't a...
I wouldn't think You see, for some crazy reason, I was afraid I was going to lose my memory. I know it's odd considering my life was in danger, but that's how it was.
What? What? No, Judge, no.
Don't condone this.
That's not odd at all, for some reason.
Indeed, because 1 and 1 add up to 2, which is an even number. Therefore, it is not odd.
Your actions are understandable given the circumstances. Definitely not strange at all whatsoever. I completely condone this.
I mean,
It's
that's
fine.
what I say to myself in the morning. I look in the mirror and I say, my name is Judge, and 1 + 1 equals 2.
My name is Judge.
My name is the Judge.
The Judge.
And 1 + 1 is equal to 2. And I have to say it at that speed to give myself chance to make sure that I am actually correct as I say it.
As long as I can remember those two things when I look in the mirror, I say to myself, I am competent to go and judge people's guilt or innocence and or condemn them to death.
And I then follow up by reminding myself that yes, that's not odd at all, because it is in fact an even number.
Oh, for goodness sake.
As was just said a moment ago. and then I point at myself and smile and go, got it.
You the man.
So what did you do then?
Who's the judge? Who's the judge? You the judge.
Oh my goodness.
So what did you do then?
I think I screamed, help me. And then something warm.
You think you screamed, but you're not sure?
Listen, I was a complete wreck. It was dark and I couldn't see my attacker. Was it a man, a woman, an adult, a child?
Actually, that would be good to know. Like, size-wise, could be helpful.
I had no idea. I was scared out of my wits.
Okay.
Oh, believe me, my dear, I'm certain I would have
Oh dear.
So-
Oh dear.
I don't know why that got me.
No, neither do I.
Yeah, believe me, my dear, I'm certain I would have soiled my robes.
I thought this person might attack me, so I... Anyway, I'm pretty sure he screamed. I thought that was my last hope.
Wow. Sounds like poor little Maya really was out of her mind. But I wonder what she meant by last hope. What do I do? Do I press her for more details? I guess, yeah, my last hope.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Maya. What's this my last hope stuff?
What? What do you mean by your last hope?
Well, you just said it.
No. That's what you said. You said my last hope.
Huh? What? I said what?
Just now!
Oh dear. Look, you were facing an attacker that you couldn't see, and you screamed, right? You screamed, "Help me!"
Yeah?
But you testified that you screamed but you testified that you screamed that because you thought it was your last hope.
Oh. Well, you know, that's like... What do you call when it happens? What do you call it when it happens?
Maya's not doing so well up there.
Oh, yeah, Oh, that's right! I remember now! I was facing my attacker, but that's not who I was screaming at!
What did you just say?
Yeah, that's right. It was the person behind my attacker that I was yelling at.
Behind my attacker?
Oh.
What?
That's who I was screaming to for help.
What is it now?
I messed up. I didn't mean to let that slip out.
What?
Huh?
What? What?
Uh-oh.
Witness, are you absolutely sure of what you're saying?
I echo that.
Yeah.
Behind the attacker, there was another person?
I meant to keep that part a secret.
Frickin' what?
Oh dear.
What are you doing?
Maya!
Maya.
What have I done?
It takes a ton of pressure to make a diamond. That's what I always... That's what I...
Shut the hell up!
That's what I always say.
A ton of pressure?
You're in a court of law here. You can't make things up to try and hide things in this chamber.
I guess making up weird sayings doesn't count.
Yeah.
Witness, the information you just presented is vital to the case. I want you to add it to your testimony.
I could see a man behind my attacker in the light of the stone lamp.
Man?
The light wasn't on.
Oh!
There we go.
Interesting. There she is.
Interesting.
Was not lit.
Take that!
So, there was a man standing behind your attacker?
Yeah.
Nick, why are you looking at me in that way that you do when you're about to
why do
slap
I-
someone in the face with some evidence?
Why do I hear the objection theme in my head right now?
That man. He's the killer. He stabbed her from behind. He's the one who killed the Leastonim, otherwise known as Misty Faye, your mother.
Killer?
You don't suppose this is like Terry Falls' spirit somehow, do you?
Oh, God.
I don't know.
Maya? You know who killed your mother, don't you?
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright?
To be frank, Your Honor, I think she is in shock and quite confused. That's why she hasn't noticed the huge problem with her testimony.
Huh? What do you mean? What problem?
Maya? On the night of the crime, that stone lantern was out of commission.
Huh? What?
It's true. There was no light anywhere in the garden that night.
No!
I like she's in a T-pose.
Yeah.
Like from behind. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
Order in the court!
T-pose for justice.
Mr. Godot, explain this!
Why are you asking him?
Add the pureness of milk to the perfect clear darkness of coffee.
No.
Stir.
No. Do not do that.
That is the state.
Shut it, you! Just because you don't like milk in your coffee.
That is the state of the witness's mind right now. A cup of cafe au lait?
Cafe au lait.
Cafe au
Olé.
lait.
Cafe au lait.
Yeah, so I'm
Coffee with milk.
I'm
essentially.
extremely cultured. That's why I can read that perfectly.
A cup of cafe au lait.
It just sounds a bit weird, like.
Cafe au lait.
Is that even legal?
Is that even legal? It sounds dirty.
Is there? Is it? Can I have the address?
It sounds like some kind of sex dungeon.
Gulp, 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 gulp. Ah.
Sorry, children.
Mr. Tratt's words are the milk and you are the spoon, Your Honor.
God.
I'm a spoon? I'm no spoony bard, I'll have you know. You must
I
have noticed
understood
it.
that reference.
You must have noticed it too, Trite. This witness's mental state is highly unstable right now.
Gee, you think?
It's not hard to understand why she would make a little mistake like that.
Sorry, but that's not going to cut it.
What did you say?
If there truly was no light in the garden, then there's a fatal contradiction in the witness's last bit of testimony.
Nick?
Nothing personal, Maya. I thought that was a typo.
Nah.
May I? Recall the witness's statement about her attacker. She said that she didn't know if it was a man or a woman, an adult or a child. And yet, the witness could describe a person that was standing behind her attacker. And she quite clearly described him as a man. In other words, that would have to mean that Maya actually saw our mystery person.
Yeah, it's definitely a weird one, isn't it? Because they were basically the only man who was there at all that we're aware of is Larry. And it's not going to be Larry.
No, because he was on
No, because Larry was on the other side of the
Yeah.
bridge sketching
Yeah.
the fire.
That was the only guy there.
Mm,
I mean, on the night of the crime, anyway. Yeah.
yeah.
So what the?
Despite it being so dark that she couldn't see the face of her own attacker.
No!
I see what you mean about the APOs now.
Order! What in the world does this all mean, Mr. Wright? Are you saying Miss Faye saw the real killer under pitch-black conditions?
Objection.
Trite, do you have any idea what you're proposing? How could she have seen in the dark? There was no other light source at the scene.
Oh, wait, hold up. Well, I mean, maybe the bridge, but there are some things that you can only see in the dark, Mr. Godot.
Whoa,
Like
that
glow
was it.
sticks. Maya, you did see who the killer was in the dark. And now, you're trying to cover for him.
Cover? For the man that killed her mother?
There's only one conclusion I can draw from this. You know who this man is.
Please, Nick. I don't know anything. Please, I'm begging you.
Huh. You talk a good game, Trite. Well, let's see if you can walk the walk. It was pitch black. So what could the witness see? I'm calling your bluff.
No, Nick, don't! Please stop!
Maya is dead set on protecting this guy. The man who murdered Maya's long-lost mother. But I can't let him get away with it. I'm a lawyer, an officer of the court. I'm here to find the truth.
All right, Mr. Wright. Time to show us what you've got. Wait, what are you doing? What?
Excuse me!
Excuse me, I'm trying to talk here. Do you mind fiddling with your tablet? Fiddling with your mobile phone? What were you doing there?
Nothing, Your Honor. Just maybe a safety save.
Safety save? What's one of those? Is that one of those new confounded games?
Just don't mind Phoenix Wright. He always wins because of his determination.
I understood that reference too.
Me too.
So anyway,
All right, Mr. Wright, time to show us what you've got. Who was this person that you say Ms. Faye saw in the darkness?
It's Godot.
Dick Gumshoe!
He's got a light-up visor.
Yeah, it's Godot. It's gotta be.
well we've
And he
got.
made such a
Well,
big...
there's no other men on here, is there? It's not gonna. Nick's not on here. It's not Gumshoe. It's not Larry,
It's not Edgeworth.
and it's not Edgeworth. That's the only other guy.
Because, yeah, Godot really panicked because he wasn't aware of Maya written on the stone statue as well, because he can't see red.
Yeah.
So he panicked as well.
Because it was pitch black, Ms. Faye was able to recognize the killer easily. I'm sure the court would like to see for itself how this is possible. Yes?
What? But how do you propose to show us something like that?
It's easy. We just need to recreate the conditions of that night. There's just a giant light switch behind it.
Yeah.
Conditions?
Your Honor, the defense officially requests that all the lights in this courtroom be turned off.
I can't see anything. What? This is... But it can't be. Huh. Star Wars man? That was a nice bit of deduction. Trite.
Oh. But why?
No, not a clue.
Well, so the thing is, though, well, I don't know why he was up there, but remember that Dahlia was the one who poisoned him, right?
Oh,
Dahlia was the one who poisoned him. Dahlia's the one that made him
yes.
blind. If he saw Dahlia attacking Maya, then, you know, he probably killed her
And he
or
had a
attacked
thing-
her to keep her from killing Maya, which then resulted in, you know,
Oh,
Because
her
he had a
turning
thing
back
with
into
Mike
Mystic.
Near as
and
well.
I suppose, yeah, and he didn't know it was Elise at the time.
Yeah, because she would take on the form of Dahlia.
Jeez.
Right.
Sugar.
That's my guess anyway. I still
Yeah,
don't know
I know.
why the hell he was up there though.
No, me neither.
Maybe he planted the occult magazine to Maya and set the whole
Or
thing
maybe
in
he
motion.
saw Iris and thought it was Dahlia because he wasn't aware.
Oh,
it was a
right,
twin.
so he
Oh,
literally
you
just...
know what? That's a good thought.
And so he
If
just
he-
saw it at
well-
the same time, and then it's just a coincidence.
Yeah.
Because they were featured in the magazine. Maya was all like, oh, let's go up to this thing. And then he obviously sees the same magazine. It's like, oh, Dahlia's there. I'm going to go up there.
Yeah.
And so it's just a complete coincidence.
So maybe what
Jeez.
happened was he went up there to try to see if if it was actually who he thought he was, and then he might have followed her across the bridge to try to confront her or something,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
then
but
that was when shit went down.
Oh no, but it can't be Iris because Iris has been talking with him. So he can't have thought it was Dahlia.
Well, he could have at the time before he knew her, though. Before he'd spoken to her properly, just seeing her picture in the magazine, he could have
Maybe.
thought that it was Dahlia under a different name. Not to
Maybe.
mention the picture was in black and white, so obviously
Well,
the hair
and
color
he also
wasn't a
sees
thing.
everything tinted red.
That-
So
Oh yeah, so yeah, he would have thought she'd. Oh God,
oh,
yeah. Now that you
yeah.
say that, he will have thought she had red hair the whole time. Maybe, although,
Oh.
well, maybe not because I suppose
They wouldn't see it though.
Yeah, the
we
black.
should probably advance the
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
everyone,
the brown hair under the red visor would look black,
Yeah.
not red. So
this is the man Maya saw on the night of the murder.
Order! Prosecutor Godot, what is the meaning of this? Surely you must be shocked to hear yourself accused of such a thing. Why aren't you denying it? Huh. Your Honor, you're asking the wrong person. What do you mean by that? If you've got a question, ask the witness. That's one of my rules.
My one of many rules.
Well, Maya, how about it? What you saw that night? Was it 3 glowing red lights?
Well, witness, answer the question.
You're wrong. I never saw that.
Maya?
I thought the person that stabbed my mother was a man. For a totally different reason.
because of his dingle dangle.
Oh, for goodness sake.
What?
Witness, Mr. Wright, stop your chattering, Your Honor. Chattering? If it's worth asking, ask the witness. That's one of my rules. All right. Well then, let's continue with the testimony. Please tell us how you knew the killer was a man.
Yes, Your Honor.
So it's just a complete coincidence.
Yeah. I didn't realize until after I woke up, but
Yeah, but she's obviously. I suspect this is just lying to. This is just
Yeah.
leading us around the houses, as it were.
when I came to, I was just lying there on the training hall floor. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. The torches were lit, and the body was gone. And all of the snow around the stone lantern had been carefully cleaned up, too. Since the person did all that work alone, I just assumed it was a man.
That's sexist.
So it was after the crime took place that the witness came to think the killer was a man.
So, this is confusing to me because what's this got to do with her shouting to the person behind?
Yeah.
It's like, I shouted to the person behind, and then I blacked out, and then I woke up on the floor, and when I came out, all of the stuff has changed, so I figured that that other person was probably a bloke. It just... seems a little bit
Whether
far.
she's just trying to
Well,
drag it out to take
again-
the suspicion off Godot.
Again, I 100% think that's what's
Yeah.
happening.
So it was after the crime took place that the witness came to think the killer was a man.
Yes, that's right. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
No need to apologize to me. It's Mr. Wright who you're making look a tit. It's as Mr. Godot said, you're utterly exhausted. It's only natural that you'd be a little confused. Also, if you consider the situation you described, it doesn't seem too much of a stretch to assume the culprit was a man. Because I too am sexist.
That's sexist.
Mr. Wright, please continue with your cross-examination.
By the time I got back, it had totally changed. The torch was lit, the body was gone, all the snow had been carefully cleaned up, and since they'd done the work, I just assumed it was a man.
I think we just press everything. It's
Yeah.
probably one of those.
Oh, started on the wrong one. Hang on.
Oh, now you've gone out of order. It's all ruined. It
no, I
won't
know.
unlock the
Yeah.
correct sequence.
Yeah, I know. Right, so, where's the beginning? Right, here's the beginning. Let's go.
So you lost consciousness when you were in the garden. Is that right?
Yes, I think it happened when the victim was stabbed.
So then, the person that carried you into the inner temple?
It could only have been the killer.
Yep, I did do that. I mean,
Excuse me.
never leave a woman lying on the snow in just a road. That's one of my rules. I mean, crap.
Sugar.
That's just the coffee talking, Your Honor. Ignore that.
I just mentioned that for a completely unrelated reason. I just assumed that this man has the same rules that I do.
I've just been watching a lot of cop dramas, and that's the sort of thing that the people would say on those dramas.
Anyway.
That's what I think too.
So the killer carried Maya into the inner temple. Naturally, the killer must have done it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
He just said that.
But why would the killer tamper with the crime scene like that? There must have been something that the killer desperately wanted to hide.
I don't know.
You know, the thing is, it does make sense if it was Godot, though, right? Like, he did everything to try to keep Maya from being implicated, but because he couldn't see the writing that was on the lantern, he didn't try to scrub that off.
Yeah.
It looks like she doesn't have enough confidence. Probably because I'm systematically undermining everything she's saying, but I'm going to ignore that bit and press onwards.
So I guess, yeah, we need to press this again. In a
I
minute.
think I need to gather some more information before I ask her again. Hint, hint. The torches were lit?
Yes, that's how I noticed the whole scene had changed.
Sorry, rubbing my eyes. I'm going to say it was the killer who lit the torches. I mean, who else could it be?
The killer probably lit them, since it'd be impossible to do any cover-up work in the dark. Unless they had some sort of night vision or something. Godot, why are you looking at me like that?
Godot's just like...
Prosecutor Godot, do you have something to say?
He's just staring at him and he's just like...
Yeah.
On the coffee.
I just said that.
However, if that's true, there's one thing that still bothers me. Why did the killer go to the effort of moving the body?
By pendulum.
By pendulum.
That's true. It's hard to see how that would have been of any advantage to the killer. The only one who would gain anything from that would be the only person that was in the inner the only person that was at the inner temple, Maya. Nick, stop staring at me. You're making me really uncomfortable.
Very well. Let me hear some more about the condition of the crime scene.
So, you're saying the killer cleaned up the snow? It did look really odd. The snow was removed in an unnatural-looking rectangular That's not really a rectangle, is it, Nick? But fine.
Well, it might be with the perspective, but...
I guess, yeah, maybe. Around the lantern.
there were a lot of shovels around the inner temple, but they're all really heavy. Way too heavy for me to use.
I mean, you've seen my arms, right? They're like noodles.
An odd fellow indeed, this killer. Why on earth would anyone want to take Snow away? I love Snow!
Well, there's one thing I can think of. Blood. Didn't you say that a lot of the victim's blood sprayed onto the snow?
Yeah. The area I collapsed in ended up being splattered.
In other words, the killer's purpose was to hide the bloody
Was to hide the bloody snow!
It's to hide the bloody snow!
I think that's the most reasonable explanation.
Perhaps. However, there's something that's bothering me. If the killer just wanted to hide the snow with blood on it, there was no need to remove that amount.
That's true.
Well, except for that they're trying to hide that that's what they were doing.
Well, and the tracks as well, because if you see all the footprints, then maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
He could have scooped up just the snow that was stained with blood.
But he wouldn't be able to see it.
Oh, well, no, he didn't. No, he can't see the blood.
Yeah.
So he just scooped up everything to be safe.
Yeah. Because he can't see it, can he?
Of course.
It looks
He
like
knew there was blood or that there had to be blood, but he was like, well, I suppose I'm just going to clean up this entire area.
Yeah.
it looks like there are some mysteries, it looks like there are some mysteries behind this issue.
The court is going to go into recess. Go back to the crime scene and take another day. Son of a!
Yeah.
Ba, 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 ba.
But I think this will help explain them.
So, you're saying that you never saw the killer, right?
Yes.
But earlier, you very clearly stated that you saw a man behind your attacker.
Nick, I'm sorry.
The killer certainly went through a lot of trouble. Moving the body by pendulum, manipulating the crime scene. But for what purpose? Why do all that? Maybe Maya knows more than she's...
Really?
Maya knows more than she's letting on.
Maybe Maya knows more than she's letting on.
Okay, so was it this one? It was this one, wasn't it, I think?
I think so.
I think...
Oh, was it that one?
Oh, I don't know. Let's try this
I
one.
suppose we'll find out.
Which killer must have
Naturally,
done-
the killer must have done it.
Oh, it was that one.
Yeah.
The truth is, when I saw the crime scene, I felt something.
You did?
Yes. I felt like the killer was hiding the evidence for me. For my sake.
What? Hiding it for you?
Everyone knew that I was the only one... sorry. Everyone knew that I was the only one at the inner temple that night. His sister Bikini had come back and looked at the garden.
She may have thought that you had done it.
No, she definitely would have thought so. I mean, I would. And you're saying that's why the killer cleaned up the crime scene to make it look like nothing had happened?
Yes, I'm sure of it.
Good God! Well, that's certainly an important piece of information. I want you to add that to your testimony. Immediately!
Yes, Your Honor. I think it was for my sake that the killer cleaned up the evidence of what had happened.
So we got to press her on that, I guess?
Yeah.
They did it for your sake?
Well, if the body and the blood hadn't been removed, I would have immediately been the prime suspect, right?
Yes, I suppose that's true.
Yeah, and if that happened, the body would have caused some other problems too. If her real identity had come out right then, it would have been terrible. Aster of Karine killed by her own daughter. I don't think Maya would have been able to handle it.
Oh, jeez.
But still, it's rather difficult to fathom from the killer's motives. What reason is there to go through that much trouble to protect you?
I guess other than the fact that he was in love with Mia.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
yeah, it's
Gotta
just
be.
it's that, isn't it? He's
No,
protect-
he couldn't
he's-
protect Mia. He's mad at Phoenix for not being able to protect Mia, so he tried to protect Maya.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's gonna be one of these bittersweet endings.
Yeah.
Torches were lit, the body was gone. I think it was for my sake. We
So-
don't unfortunately have any evidence that Godot can't see red. Otherwise, you know.
Do we present that though? Because he will probably argue the toss that he cleaned that, and he'll drop himself in it. Surely.
Well, the music stopped,
Yeah.
so that's
Oh,
it.
Sorry. I
The
wasn't
body
paying
of Elise
attention.
Donin was carried all the way to Hazakura Temple's courtyard. Then, oh, right, of course, because, you know, if he was doing it for her sake, then why
He'd have
leave
cleaned
that?
that
And
up,
then,
yeah.
yep. Then at the garden, the real scene of the crime. The snow that we suspect was covered in blood was scooped up and removed. It's reasonable to believe all this was done in an attempt to hide the true crime scene. However, there's still one matter that seems somewhat odd.
Oh.
Whoa, wobbly voice.
Oh.
Oh,
Trying to sing music. Oh.
Oh. And what would that be?
You must have figured it out by now, Mr. Godot.
Humor me, boy.
It's the message written in blood on the lantern.
The what?
Oh, crap.
The
What now?
The what now? I didn't see nothing.
just the image. You know that meme where it's like the lady is like, the what? It was written very clearly on the white stone lantern.
I thought it was red. A redstone lantern. Lantern. Lantern.
Maya. If the killer was so motivated to protect Maya from suspicion, then why didn't they wipe the writing off the lantern?
Ah! You're right! How
Hellfire.
silly of me!
And I suppose he might not
I
have.
should have picked green for my visor color. It just doesn't look as cool as red. Dang it.
Order! But Mr. Wright, isn't it a fact that the killer was trying to cover up the crime scene?
Indeed, but it doesn't make much sense to move the body and remove the bloody snow. Then not wipe off the most incriminating thing of all, the bloody writing.
The bloody writing!
The bloody writing!
Also,
Objection.
but I wonder if he wouldn't be able to see the talisman very well either, because that's also
Maybe.
red.
Yeah, Mebs.
Because that was in the garden too, so
Yeah.
he should have picked that up as well.
But if that's the case, do you have an explanation for the killer's mysterious behavior? Why would this killer move the body and remove all that snow, but then leave the bloody writing on the lantern?
Well, we've already proved this.
Yeah, I don't know what the killer's plan was, but it's a fact that the killer left the writing on the lantern. There must be a reason for it.
We've already gone through this sort of thing because it
We
happened
know
with the
this,
photo.
we just don't have the thing in the court record.
Well then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your opinion. Why did the killer leave the message written in blood on
couldn't
the
see
lantern?
Because the
The
killer,
killer
did.
didn't notice it. Yep, there it is. Prosecutor Godot, earlier in this trial, you gave me some good advice.
Dang it.
I did.
Me and my mouth.
I usually say so much garbage, I was hoping you wouldn't notice.
Once you eliminate the impossible,
That doesn't sound anything like me.
whatever remains must be the truth. It's like weird because that's like me doing Phoenix trying to do Godot.
Maybe you're not as dumb as I thought.
The real killer wanted to disguise the fact that a crime had occurred there. If that's the case, they wouldn't have left the bloody writing on the stone lantern on purpose.
I've left that
The bloody
writing.
writing.
I don't know why we have to assume it's Scottish
I
people.
don't know.
Therefore, it must mean that they didn't notice it.
That doesn't make any sense. The torches were all lit and everything. There's no way any normal person would miss something as glaring as that.
So you're saying
now.
So you're saying I'm not normal.
So it was you.
I take offense
You're
to
right.
that.
I'm not normal. I'm extraordinary.
I'm extra.
Terrestrial.
Yeah. You do realize that I am back from the dead and all that other crap that I said before.
You're right. There is no way any normal person.
There he is again. What is with you people?
I'm in this picture and I don't like it.
I said the thing.
What? What are you trying to say, Mr. Wright?
There's only one person involved in this incident who could have missed seeing the bloody writing altogether.
And who would that be? Who is?
Who is the person that could have failed to notice the
Said it
bloody
before,
writing?
and I'm going to say it again.
It's like, can you spot who it is?
Dick Gumshoe!
Oh, hey, pal, why do you keep accusing me all the time?
No, I didn't. No, that's the thing. It's not him accusing him. It's just every time it's like, who did the thing? Dick, he just stands up and says, Dick Gumshoe, homicide detective.
Oh my god.
Just the mental image. Okay, so, yeah, obviously, like,
Yeah, who is?
Yeah.
Sorry, who is the person that could have failed to notice the bloody writing? Obviously, it's Goddard.
Got it.
Mr. Goddard.
Mr. Godot, this is what you said yesterday.
Flashback.
no, here we go.
My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything.
No. I still... I won't be able to see the rest, it was in red.
Good one.
I'm sorry, it had to be done, I'm sorry.
That was pretty good, though. Anyway,
That was good.
Yeah, thank you.
Good one.
You can't see everything? Is that correct, Mr. Godot? What color's my tie?
I wonder if that's why he stopped wearing red. Do you think he
Maybe.
just thought that his outfit was was still red?
Maybe.
He just doesn't realize it's changed color?
Maybe.
The lantern was submitted as evidence today. I would like the court to think back to the moment it was first presented.
He had a
But
fizzy fit.
this lantern, there's something written on it. What? Why? It's written in blood. Nonsense. This lantern, it's as clean as a whistle.
Yeah.
Aggressive.
Mr. Godot, just admit it. There are certain colors you can't see, like what I just said. Correct? You can't see red on a white background, can you? That's right. We went through this once before. During the poisoning case at Tribulations.
This is the apron that the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time, and somehow spilled coffee on it. There's something still bothering me, Mr. Godot. Why have you not explained the bloodstain to the court? Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor! The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron! That's ridiculous! No one told me anything about a bloodstain.
You could see the coffee on the white apron, but you couldn't see the ketchup because it was red.
It's strange. In a black and white photo, those letters would have appeared black to me. I wonder, why am I the only one that can't see them? So then, Mr. Godot, are you admitting it? Are you admitting that you can't see the red writing on the lantern? Just have a quick gulp of this before they arrest me. Hey, Gramps. Didn't you know? That's the reason why I don't drink red tea.
What?
What?
He's
What?
always the bullshit.
I wasn't sure about it until now, but I just can't believe it. Prosecutor Godot is the murderer.
Prosecutor Godot is the
I don't know why I
murderer.
stumbled over that particular one.
You just turned into salmonella for a moment.
But there's no going back now, except for the fact that we have run out of time.
Oh,
Again!
no! God damn it, when will this case end?
I can't save it right now. We're gonna have to continue until I can save it,
Okay.
surely.
I
So
would
we've
think
run
so.
out of time, and we're doing overtime.
Yeah.
I finally figured out the truth.
Oh, look at that.
Mr. Godot, the defense at this time formally accuses you.
I like, there's that, and also I just love the, and then Nick just like, bang, on the desk. Everyone shuts up.
Yeah.
Everyone,
Like-
silence.
I'm gonna formally accuse you.
It's like, "Ah!" And then suddenly, like a big gust of wind, like smacks Godot in the face, and his visor flies off. Yeah. So okay, now we
Now
can
it is time for us to bid you farewell, dear viewers.
save. That's it. And on that bombshell, we're off ski. So,
Rofsky.
if you like what we do, why don't you give us a thumbs up? Leave a comment down below if you want to say anything useful or not useful, whatever. You can also, if you like what we do, you can subscribe, ring the little bell so you get notified when we put up some more videos, and so you can finally see what happens at the end of this.
Yes.
And do a happy dance to satisfy Sarah.
Yay.
And with that, we'll see you in the next one. So, we're sorry.
See you later, guys.
Take care, everyone.